Hello ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, we are 5 minutes away from the start of the men's 10-kilometre Gundersen here in the United States of America in Lake Placid. I'm Manny Cooper and I can't wait to see this very exciting race at the Junior World Championships. It is the final day. Why, you may ask? Due to a big storm which is coming this way. The mixed team has been moved to Saturday, so to today. Earlier this morning we saw the mixed team ski jumping right after the men had done their individual ski jump on the hill. So we have just seen the women's 5-kilometre race where Ingrid from Norway won in front of the Slovenian athlete and the German Trina Gutfert. And who will win in the men's 10-kilometre Gundersen now? But when this race is over, don't go anywhere. Stay seated, because after a short break, there will be the very, very exciting 10-kilometre, the 5 and 2.5 kilometre sprint team event. That will be the last event of this Junior World Ski Championships. Looking onto the course, we have a 2.5 kilometre loop with a nice uphill section where we will definitely be seeing some attacking today. If you can't remember who won the ski jumping in the men's Nordic Combined and who is starting out first, I will let you know now. In first place, starting out first, we have Narita Atsushi from Japan. In second, also from Japan, his teammate Yamazaki Kayatora. Only 3 seconds behind. And with 18 seconds behind, we have Wojciech from Austria. Followed 10 seconds behind with a group from 4 athletes. So we will be seeing a lot of group running today and a lot of tactical racing. What are the athletes doing between the ski jumping and the cross country, you may ask? Well, I had a chat with some of them, and it sounds quite chilled, to be honest with you. They have a rest in this house, which we see here, the nice accommodation where athletes can get food and drinks and keep warm. So they get changed after ski jumping, get all their kit together, and then they get themselves ready, get changed, then they go ski testing. That is one of the first things they do. You want to get the right skis for the right conditions. Here we see the athletes running in here. Number 2, Yamazaki Karato from Japan, who's 3 seconds behind, and Paul Walker. We see there. Oh, and the next generation, look at that. The next generation on the classic skis, that is always great to see. Anyway, back to the preparation in between competitions. So they do the ski testing. That takes around half an hour, 45 minutes. And then the athletes normally go inside and have a bit of a rest before going out and preparing themselves for their individual races. How does a warm-up look, you may ask? Every athlete is different. Some athletes like a longer warm-up. Some of them like it short and sharp. One particular athlete I spoke to, Manuel Sonola from Italy, I had a chat with him a while ago. What he likes it not too long a warming up, nice and slow, then with a few sprints up the hills just to get the body ready and reminded what is going to happen. But for some of these athletes, this isn't the only race today. Now they are going to be racing their 10 kilometres, but then after a short break they will be back for their 5-kilometre race in the team mixed event later on this afternoon. But now let's get ready. In 1 minute, Narita Atsushi will start this race. Temperatures are still in the minus zone here, -8 degrees. The wind, though, has gone, so that is very nice. The race on Thursday, it was a very windy day, and off we go. And Narita Atsushi has started into his 10-kilometer Gundersen race here, and being chased by his teammate Yamazaki Karoto. 18 seconds behind will be Paul Walscher from Austria. Watch out for him. He showed a very good race in the team event. And there we have the Austrian athlete. And here come the big pack of Finland, Italy, Germany and Norway. Shortly starting will be the Austrian and German athlete, very close, Andreas Grefferer and Felix Frieden. If you see an athlete in front of you who's only a few seconds, you really want to work hard to try and get on the back of him, and then you can work together to go forward and try and chase down a medal. Number 12 from Austria there, David Liegel, and starting together with Troja Setset from Norway. Number 14 is the next to go from Slovenia, together with his teammate Zan and Zik. Remember, it's not a sprint race now, it is a 10-kilometer race with quite a few uphill sections, and especially with one uphill section, and it has started snowing. I don't believe it. It has started snowing, ladies and gentlemen. This was not forecasted. This was definitely not on the forecast today, but it has started snowing, so this will also make a big impact on their skis. As I mentioned before, ski testing before a race is very important, but it was not snowing. So now with some fresh snow on the tracks, that will make the skis maybe a bit slower. So we hope not, but that will play a main factor. And it looks like it's a bit raining as well. 2 minutes 30 into this race. And here we have another Japanese and Norwegian duel. It's a bit of a deja vu from the other day, isn't it? From the sprint race. But what is going on at the front of the race? Atsushi, Kareto and Paul, they will be in one group now, but can they keep away from the other athletes chasing them down? In the following group, as we have seen, we had Kotila from Finland and Sonona from Italy. And Stenzel. Don't underestimate Stenzel, a very strong athlete on the cross-country tracks. So let's have a look. And the last athletes are on the course now. All the athletes have started into the final 10-kilometer Gundersen for some of them. There we have the American athlete, Arthur Triner, working his way forwards. Here we have the uphill section where the Norwegian and the Japanese have just gone past, with Paul Walscher chasing them down. He has not got to the front with the Japanese athletes yet. It is only 10 seconds between them, but he's being chased down and that gap has got a bit smaller, hasn't it? Paul Walscher did start with 18 seconds, so he has closed the gap a bit, but the Germans and the Italians are chasing them down. it's not only about one lap today. It really isn't. It's 10 kilometers. So these athletes really want to be making sure they're doing lap by lap the best they can to save some energy for the end, because you don't want to be going out too fast and then not having any energy. Number 11 there, Lundby from Norway, together with Kortila from Finland, who has dropped back. He did start in 4th place. Here we have the Japanese athletes coming through the transition zone for the first time there in today's 10-kilometer races. There we have all the trainers waiting for their athletes. You might be wondering, why are trainers standing with poles? Do they need them to walk around the track? No, they don't. They need it in case one of the poles break from their athletes going up the hill. But more to that in a second. Lovely running from these two Japanese athletes. They do train together, so they'll know exactly how strong the athlete or their teammate in front of them is. Here we have Stenzel and Sonona from Italy coming through, working together. We have just missed Paul Dworscher going through the transition zone, who is currently in 3rd place. And here we have one of those big groups I was telling you about. And Lukas Mühlbacher there, we just saw, just sprinting to get to the front of them, into that group at the back. But back to the front of the race. There we have the tracing down group of Line Lund, Greiferer and Bryden. They are trying to chase down the Italian and the German. But there we just had a glimpse of Yamazaki, who was just in front of Walscher. So we know that Walscher is nearly at the front with the Japanese athletes. Why the trainers are on the track with the poles? As I said before, if a athlete's pole breaks during the race, they need to be able to give them one, because it is nearly impossible to run only with one pole. Here we have the chasing group of Breeden, Grabert from Germany, 2 training buddies, and Grefferer from Austria. When will we be seeing the first glance of the Japanese duo and Walscher? Can Walscher get to the front with them and then stick with them? We will see in a moment of time. And yes, he can. I have just had a glimpse on my monitors. It is looking very promising. There we have Mühlbacher, who has managed to get to the duo again from Norway and Japan, like on the Super Sprint. Big group of 6 athletes there working together around the course. The question is, can Sonona, Stenzel and Line Lund, can they work their way forwards as a team to try and battle for the podium? Or can the Japanese athletes, can they stay in front? We will see very shortly. They're currently on their 2nd lap into this 10-kilometer race. If you're enjoying watching this very exciting 10-kilometer race from the men's Gundersen here in the Junior Worlds, then you are in luck, because after this, after a short break, we have the mixed team in the cross country. And the men are running 5 kilometers, the women 2.5. And there we have the leader. I will tell you a bit more about that in a minute. There we have the leader. Narita has got away from his teammate, but Paul Boycha has now got his teammate breathing down his neck, and they will be wanting to go forward. Let's look at the seconds. Let's look at the seconds. We are only 6 seconds between first, second and third place. Now this is going to be really interesting. Paul Boycha and Yamazaki are going to want to work over the top of that hill to get into the downhill section and recover a bit so they can go again on the next lap. Here come Boycha and Yamazaki. But it is definitely snowing. You see some of the women athletes who have already raced today. They did a great job. Their job's done for the day, unless they're in the team. But let's concentrate on the front of the race. The leader, Narita Atsushi. He is having a good race today. He is obviously feeling very good because he's just made a bigger gap. But Paul Boycha from Austria in number 3 there is looking very relaxed. Number 4 from Finland, he has dropped back a few places, dropped back to 15th place. Sadly, it's not his day, and Paul Boycha has made a move on Yamazaki. Paul Boycha now wants to work his way forward to Narita, but it is only 3-4 seconds in between them. Yamazaki has had a great race till now. We know that Yamazaki is stronger on the hill than he is on the cross-country skis. But here we have that 3er group with Kasai, Bergert and Mühlbacher, sorry. There is the leader, Narita Atsushi. Paul Boycha hasn't been able to catch him yet, but I think on the uphill section, when Paul Boycha is the strongest, he might be able to get to the Japanese leader. A lot going on at the back of the pack. These young athletes fighting for every single place. It's great to see. Swiss athlete there, number 29. We have Grabit Benedict, one of the brothers, just in front of his younger brother. I think that is, he is the older one, if I had looked correctly. Yes, he is the older one of the two, working his way forward, currently in 10th place. Because Mühlbacher taking over the pace of his group there. It's also very good tactics when he knows his teammates at the front working hard. And now Mühlbacher also wants to move up a few places to get in the top 20. 3 Poland athletes know exactly how they all run, so now they'll just be working their way around the track. These athletes are flying through the transition zone here, going into their third lap of this 10-kilometre race. It's great to see all the supporters out here today in Lake Placid. A really good atmosphere. Everybody's cheering everybody on. The American team is a bit louder. They like cheering on their teammates. At Sushi and Walsha, I have just seen they have just made contact. Let's see how this goes when we get the first glimpse. Great to see this young athlete from Thailand. Really great to see that. Number 43, Sunny D. Korawik. Number 6, that was the chasing group. That Sonona's just fallen off the back of the Japanese, which was Yamazaki, who has fallen behind from second place. So that is telling you how close everything is. And they are being chased down by Greiferer Andreas, Line Lund, Bryden, and Grabbit Jonathan, and Lundby. They are all in a group chasing down that bronze medal. Here we have Walker Poole and Narita. When are the first moves going to go? Both looking still very fresh, very in control, but now it's just up to the tactics. I think we will see some attacks up on the uphill section. We know that that is the favourite place from these athletes to do that, but we will see. Going into the fourth lap now, to their fourth lap, we might start seeing some very tactical moves. But let's wait and see. Paul Boyce just raising his hand there. I didn't know if he had some equipment problem, or maybe he was just maybe he's got a cramp in his arm. But for the transition zone, here we have Stenzel Richard, who is chasing down that bronze medal, just overtaken the Japanese Yamazaki. That group still together with Mühlbacher and with Karis Lahti. That is the big chasing group with those 4 athletes. There you have it. Lund, Grefferer, Stenzel, Breeden and Grabert. Just going around that corner. This will also be a group to look out for. But they do have to get forward though, if they want to have a chance of getting into that medal position. Coaches running with the athletes. You might be wondering, what are they telling them? What are the coaches saying to their athletes? More at the front of the race, the coaches will be giving them important information, how far ahead they are or how far ahead they are to a podium position. These are important informations the athletes need to know. Here we have that group again with Mulbacher and the Bergsten Sorven from Norway and the Japanese athlete Mori Kasai. These athletes are going around the corner into the transition zone for their fourth lap. I have just seen a gap on my screens, on my monitors, from Paul Wojcik and the Japanese athlete, but let's wait until we see them. Swiss athlete there. The younger brother, another brother duo. That was Noah Kempf. And there we have Paul Wojcik. Like I said, we will see attacks. And he has attacked. He has attacked onto the Japanese Narita Atsushi. Paul Wojcik has gained over a 7 to 10 seconds lead over this uphill section. And Paul Wojcik is now in first place, leading this 10 kilometer Gundersen Junior World Championships. My word. Can Narita Atsushi keep his silver medal though? Because we know that Sinona Stenzel, Line Lund and Grabet are all chasing them. There we see the distance between Paul Wojcik and from Narita Atsushi. This is going to be one grand finale. Paul Wojcik is still looking so comfortable and so in control. A very talented and an athlete who has had a lot of experience. He's been in the World Cups. He hasn't been right at the front, but all the experiences you can get, it brings you as an athlete so much further in all disciplines. I think he did have a top 20, so very good World Cup standing. And there we go, Paul Wojcik is going into the last 100 metres, and we have our new Junior World Champion of 2025, and that is Paul Wojcik, and so he can cheer. And in second place, Narita Atsushi. And what a race that was from Narita Atsushi. Just the last bit of energy. But who have we got here? We have got Stenzel Richard has been able to overtake Yamazaki Kaiota from Japanese team and has been able to get away from the chasing group with Line Lund, Grefferer and Breeden in it. The German athlete Stenzel Richard will take third place, but look behind. There is a sprint finish for fourth place. Who will take fourth place at the Junior World Championships? That will be a photo finish, but what a great race this was. An unbelievable, exciting race from the beginning till the end. But these athletes have to rest up now, because I know for a fact that quite a few of these top 10 are racing in roughly about, I can tell you exactly when they are racing. These athletes are now going to have just over 2 hours rest, and now we are then going to see the last event of the Junior World 2025 in Lake Placid, and that will be the mixed team event. They've already jumped today, and now we will then see the cross country event. So these athletes will rest up now and then get ready for their 5-kilometre race with the men and the 2.5 for the lady. It will be on the same course. The men will start, then in the transition zone they'll give it over to the ladies, and then back to the men, and then the women can finish this Junior Worlds. So more resting up to do, maybe possibly more ski testing due to the conditions, because it did start snowing. We did all see that, but we will see. I will keep an eye on the weather for you, but the wind has definitely died down, and we are definitely going to be in for a very exciting grand finale in the mixed team event. Last few athletes coming in. There are still a few out there on the track. We will be waiting for each and every one. I believe the Sandy Korawik from Thailand will be the one which we will be waiting on. So this 10-kilometre Gundersen will be finished, but we have a few sprint finishes to watch in the meantime. And a strong finish there from Lilian Trant from France. A very, very strong finish against Kempf Finn from Switzerland. We don't have any Sweden. No, that is the wrong sport. That is in the cross-country skiing. We are at the Nordic Combined 10-kilometre Gundersen at the Junior World Championships here in Lahti. I'm Annie Cooper, and we're watching the final athlete come in after a very, very exciting race. But if you missed it, don't worry, because in a couple of hours of time you'll be able to see the mixed team relay cross-country race here live with me from Lahti. From Lake Placid, Lahti. I said Lahti because Cars Lahti Apple from Finland just came into the finish. I was already speaking my thoughts, wasn't I? Getting loud out here again in Lake Placid when the Americans are coming into the finish at 4:30 local time here. We will be seeing the last event of the Junior World Championships. Here is one of the younger athletes from the United States of America, 15 years old. 15 years old, Ethan is. But a great race from him. Sprinting all the way to the finish line. It's a great opportunity for the young athletes to get all this experience. And it's great. He will be around for a long time. His first World Juniors, and he will be there till 19, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we wish him all the best in the meantime. Just waiting up for our athlete from Thailand, Sanadi Korawik. For some of the athletes, it's their job done today, their work day's over. But for some of them, it's time to rest up now and to regenerate, fuel. And it is snowing, it really is. I'm just looking outside and it's really starting to snow and a bit of rain, so hopefully that doesn't get too much. Hopefully it just stays just a little bit of snow. But as I said, for some of them, their job's done, but for some others, they're still carrying on. And there you see the Bob Barn, which I had mentioned. Lake Placid is a very winter sporty place with, of course, crunchy tracks, this ski arena, massive venue with small hills up to the big hills like we saw today, and then the bobsleigh track and this big hotel where the athletes are staying, which is also nice in a way. They don't have to drive so far, do they? That's the positive of things. World Cup will be on the bobsleigh track. That's where they will be going down, so you can think of that when you're watching the bobsleigh and the skeleton athletes going down there, like you witnessed the Junior World Championships here in Lake Placid in 2025. Still awaiting for our last athlete here from Thailand before going into 2-hour break where the athletes will regenerate, fuel again, and then be back and ready for their last competition, the mixed team event. Who will get gold? Who will get gold, I wonder? We have 8 teams in that again. Slovenia, United States of America, Finland, France, Austria, Norway, Japan and Germany. So there's a lot to look forward to there. But for now, I think I just got a glance of the last athlete there. I was just waiting if that was him. That might have been the last athlete from Thailand. And here he comes. Around the last corner, 200 meters to go on this course, and then that is his job well done. It's great to see this young athlete from Thailand, and we really hope that he keeps going with this sport. It's a great sport. It's just the beginning of his journey. He didn't give up, and now he's finishing very strongly. And it's nice to see all the people cheering him on and hearing everyone clapping and waiting for the last athlete to go over the line. Congratulations! Your first World Junior Championships in the books, and I can't wait to see you in many more competitions. Well done. And for everybody else, I will be seeing you later. I will go and get something to eat, have my lunch, and then see you for the very exciting team event later on.